All right, to zoom, Jess.
Go ahead. Hold
That's
that.
good.
Hey, Rennie, you want to do some?
That's good, I can see.
All right.
As long as it's on the screen, guys.
Yeah, if you're just tuning in on Nautilus Live, you're witnessing some of the most intense underwater slurping that you're going to see all day today.
Come on, go in. Take it. Got it.
There we go.
Got it.
Nice.
Yeah,
All right.
that's all of it. Yeah.
That's a good
Hey.
sample.
Awesome. It's like a jumble.
Right.
Yeah.
So that was jar 6.
All right,
Beautiful.
Come wide, please.
So
ID number was 014.
014I.
Now if I can get the hose back in.
Yeah.
You can get off the wall now if you want.
Roger.
That was.
Did you, or Steve, do you want to take this opportunity to zoom in on one of these guys while we're a little bit more stable?
Yeah, sure. Yeah, any of them.
All right. We'll stow the arm and then.
I'm trying to get the hose back in.
No worries.
Get in there.
Just give it a little shake.
It's shaking, all right.
Nice.
Makes me look like
And
a
then after that,
spastic operator.
after we take a quick closer look, I think we've completed our business down here. We'll head back up towards the top of
Roger.
the wall.
You know, I bet MesoCam had a real good view of that sample.
I think the
right at
battery
right
ran out
shot.
like 12 hours ago.
Oh, didn't it?
Yeah. Allison was
really?
saying during the last watch that she was doubtful that the battery was still running.
Nice, Dan.
I'll go down and check it.
That was fun, thank you. Craft valve off.
I just love showing off what you guys can do in the front row.
Bubble cap.
Fancy flying and fancy
Yeah, go
slurping.
ahead.
don't
I like
know
the
about
cowboy.
fancy.
Cowboy.
Slurping.
Cowboy slurping here. All right. It's
I've
cowboy
been accused
visuals
of
right
cowboy
now.
before.
All right, let's just get perched for a second. I'll get you some visuals on these guys.
What's that FT extend rocker that I touched?
Pan and tilt.
What's
You're
the
fine.
rocker of death?
Okay.
Can I move this dead GoPro out of your face?
Stand by one quick sec. Video, you want to zoom a little bit to the center? Hold that. Lost my
Jess wants
here.
to practice her cliff landing again.
Yeah, come wide again there, video, real quick. Cliff landing.
Have you ever watched people trying to dock their boat? Like pull their boat into a slip? It's quite entertaining to watch. It's same with parking an ROV. So if they come in slow, they just barely touch the dock and kind of drift off. They come in hot dog and they tear the dock apart.
Hot dog.
It's that
All right,
mass
video,
Like the
come in,
thing.
please.
Like the giant cruise ships that take out the docks.
Exactly.
Inertia.
Hmm.
Should I bash the pen and tilt light on for a second, or will that ruin the shot?
Oh, you can go ahead.
If I can find it. Lights. What would that be? Porch LED? Oh, you don't have a pen and tilt light on here, do you?
No,
Never mind.
I think you mean porch, yeah. All right, Steve,
know
so
what?
what are we going to be, sorry?
Yeah, I think we're all set with the imagery we got. I think looks really good.
All right, come wide, video.
So I need to move that jar back to
Back to flush.
something, don't I?
Yeah, go ahead and move it to flush.
Reverse 2 in theory. 1. On. Back to F.
Okay.
If you back off a little, we'll be able to flip Argus and get back to normal ops.
Yeah, be great.
Ready for Argus?
Or if we're going
action?
up, I can move Argus, start to bump it towards you anyway.
Yeah, my wish would be to move towards waypoint 8 proper in
Okay.
that direction.
Yep. Get to the top of the slope.
Argus, pull a 180. It's giving it all it's got.
All right.
It's halfway there. Oh, it's stuck on north. Oh, it's still coming around.
Sorry?
Argus, still coming around. Where are you? Must be up.
Seeing the lights.
Yeah, your lights are down, right? Oh, there you are. See you in the gauge camp.
Yeah. Nice. All right, Steve. So you want us to go up to waypoint 8?
Yeah.
Coming up.
Yes, please.
It should be just going up slope in general.
Yep.
We'll get to the top. Doesn't have to be exactly at 8.
That sounds good.
But in general, you're headed there anyway.
Roger. So 315 move type?
I'm sorry?
So 315 move, you think?
Yeah. So why don't you center up in front of, yeah, you guys are, I think if you, keep doing what you're doing and get over to the right a bit. I'll call in 20 meter 315.
Roger. Sounds good.
Bridge nav.
That's going to bring us a little close, don't you think?
I think it will, but we're going to be rising up with it. 20 meters 315. I think, yeah, because the idea is we're going to get to the top anyway, so if we got to get in that direction.
We're about 30 meters from the wall now. So.
Yeah, so once we, so Jess will get up to the wall and rise up with it. And then as you rise up, the wall will get farther away from you as it tops out. Because it's kind of, it's not a,
Yeah, understood.
It
It's
gets
not
a little,
sheer wall.
Yeah, yeah. At least that's what we think.
No, we're just going to haul up anyway.
Pretty
Right.
much.
We'll still have 10 meters to go. We'll be all right.
Yeah. The inner range ring is the ring of death. Oh, that is true. Yeah,
So,
starting to go back to the well now.
starting to go back. Cool.
Nice. Feed bias is not dialed.
So your heading is still 315, but you're a little off to the port of Argus.
Yeah. Well, Argus is around 300 right now.
Yeah.
Sorry, Dan.
Okay, that ship move is complete.
Roger.
We'll start to swing towards it. seems to be a kind of a current, huh?
Oh yeah, totally.
Yeah, you're full, or you're over there, lateral one.
I'm wondering if, because the current's a little bit
Yeah.
faster in this area, we're seeing more of this particulate matter. That's why we're seeing
That's
all
true.
this abundance of coral and sponge in this particular area of the wall. It's part of it, of this ridge feature, kind of juts out here. And whenever you have sudden changes in topography of a ridge, you tend to have currents that are accelerated and wrapping around. This is what we'd expect to see. I'm surprised things aren't a little bit bigger, but I wonder if that's because maybe the rock is not necessarily as stable for things that are hundreds or years old.
Yeah.
Coming up.
Coming up.
Dan, what was it? Geology's cool. Biology's beautiful, right?
Elegant.
Elegant.
Or confusing. I'm sure geology can be confusing too, but in my experience, biology is the stuff that's confusing.
I love it when the geologists walk around the boat wearing their rock hammer on their belt. Like, I'm cool, I'm a geologist. I'm just waiting for you to bring me a rock so I can bash it.
You never know when you're going to need
Has that ever happened?
Yes.
Yeah?
Yeah. Several times.
Too cool for
That's
school.
where the saying came from, actually. That same geologist.
What saying?
It looks like we've crested this little shelf here.
Oh.
You prepared to bump another 20 meters, 315?
Yeah.
Yep.
Sorry, tandem.
Bridge now.
It seems to be flattening out.
One more step,
Yeah.
20 meters, 315.
Hey Dan, would you mind squaring up on the porch on camera 13?
Oh, sorry. So if the GoPro's not GoProing, we can stow that thing however you want.
That's a good point. Yeah, it's as far to the left that it'll swing.
Just unscrew the bolts with the craft arm and put it in the starboard bio box.
Just grab it, rip it off of there. It's only held on by a hose clamp.
That's alright for now. Just fly funny.
So I think we have a little bit over an hour left on bottom, and so we can give everyone kind of a teaser for what we're going to be doing later on this morning, I guess now, or later on today. We're going to be picking up and recovering by 4 a.m. local time. I'll be headed off towards Palmyra Atoll. At Palmyra, we'll do a quick stop and drop off some supplies, and
Sorry?
then
We're gonna add another step.
Go ahead.
make our way
Bridge nav.
towards our second dive site for this expedition. This is a
One more step. Thank you.
bit of a confusing site for us. There are some seamounts that are south and east of Palmyra that have what look like moat structures around them. The origins of these structures are kind of unknown. There's some hypotheses about what could have formed them. but a few of these bumps are several hundred meters high, so we're going to check out what kind of biology is living on top of them as well. We're going to be diving in a little bit shallower range, so essentially the lower end of the dive we're going to be doing next is the upper end of the dive range we've been looking at today. Lower right hand corner, I see like a pink coily thing, pink fan shaped thing.
All right, let's have a look.
Lower right now. Oh, you know what? I think it's a Metallogorgia. I wasn't sure how high up in the water it was.
I'm going to switch back over to DVL.
Right, center now.
Sure thing.
And I'll tell you when we're good to drive on it.
All right.
If you just stay right here for a couple pings.
All right, will do. Video you want? Excuse me. Ooh, ooh. Video. Oof. Video, please. Push in, please.
How are you doing that, Rennie? You just select enable
that.
DVL and then reset it?
Yeah, we can choose between either USBL
You want some more
or
light on that, Steve?
Dead Reckoning.
No,
as
that's
the
all right. I think I've got
position.
a good identification from what we have here.
And so I'm just
Okay.
going to do a
Roger.
quick
Video come wide, please.
DVL reset.
So it's like
And,
Metallogorgia.
Okay.
A pretty close relative of the thing we just sampled. In the same family.
Do you mind going ahead and testing your auto XY?
Sure thing. Ready?
Yep.
Looks pretty stable.
Okay. Then you're good to go.
Thanks, Rennie.
And the little black exhaust marks from the rocks.
Yeah.
Hmm.
Is that iron in the rocks rusting on the downstream, or just different sediment colors?
Which, all like, are you talking about
The
just the
streaking.
streaking?
Yeah, there's like the black streak down, black streak down slope from the rocks.
Yeah, to me it looks like that's just areas that haven't been covered as much in the sediments that are there, and like so stuff's kind of flowing in a direction, and all the rocks, and especially the boulder-sized rocks, are just preventing the flow of sediments.
That makes sense because that tall rock back there had a big black streak behind it without sediment.
Yeah, and there's some ripple marks coming up that you kind of see just off center
Bridge
from the lasers that look like they're flowing towards Herc.
One more step. Thank you. Just keep on heading up here.
Roger.
These boulders are a little bit different
Good
than what we've
current
been
right now.
seeing lately.
They're big.
Yeah. Can we zoom in that big boulder and see, poke around there?
Roger.
See if you can roll it down the hill.
Or uphill? I think that's a bit too big for our capacity.
A little bit.
Go big or go home,
Video
as they say.
push in, please.
Oh, come on. I've rolled bigger
That's
boulders than that down the hill when I was 10 years old. You just got to find one that's teetering gently.
Yeah. Looks pretty clean. Okay.
All right.
Thank you.
Come wide, video.
So that means it's probably been moving, do you think? Like these are tumbling down from the slope?
Yeah, it should have moved from somewhere upslope. It's a bit rounded, so it's been there a while and has moved probably a considerable distance from where it originated at.
It's probably one of those boulders you push down the hill.
Could be.
Could, yeah.
I follow you to the deep.
Canyons of San Diego as a kid were perfect for that.
So like in the lower right-hand corner, you see these stalks, that these long stems, looks like rubble of some biological thing.
Yeah.
I'm wondering if we keep moving up slope, if we're going to find what's making those, because they're quite
Bridge
abundant
nav.
in this area relative to the first watch we were on this morning, where we didn't
One
have
more
as much
step.
of this.
Thank you.
So I'm optimistic. Keep moving towards 8. Maybe we'll reach a little local high and have a bunch of biology on it.
So eight's the top of the hill, is it? Or is it
Let me zoom out a little bit. We can.
just a little pokey?
Looks like it just keeps going up at a very gentle slope up there.
Hmm.
Still appears to be going up slope. Is that correct?
Yep. Gentle slope though. Don't really have any big rises at all in the sonars.
Yeah. Everything looks good.
You have 62 minutes, Jess. Will you make it?
Oh yes. Oh.
Do what we can in the time that we have. I think overall this has been a successful dive. We've collected our geological allotment over 2 different features, both the ridge itself and then the cone. And then we've collected a bunch of weird biology that is both characteristic and different from some things we've seen before in this area. Give us a few hours to, or it'll take us probably a few hours to at least refine the IDs and maybe send out some photos to specialists. Although it's the weekend almost. It's Saturday, right? Yep. So maybe they won't get back to us, but.
So
we'll
we can
see.
expect to see a line of sleepy scientists at 0400 when Herc hits the deck wet, full of samples.
Oh
Yeah.
yeah.
What's that?
Bridge nav.
It's just now 1 a.m. here
One more
local
step,
time.
20 meters.
Maybe time for us to introduce ourselves to some folks that are starting to wake up, coming on board with us across the East Coast.
Yeah.
Yeah. I'll start. We had a few questions that are worried about the amount of sleep we're getting with this 24-hour schedule.
You should be worried.
Yeah.
So my name is Justin Richards. I'm from Spartanburg, South Carolina, and the amount of sleep that I've gotten is not a ton.
Minimal.
The 12 to 4 shift doesn't really lend itself to large blocks of sleeping.
No.
No.
That's me.
Hello, I'm Emily Ballard. I'm a video engineer on board. For sleep, yeah, I typically get about like 6-7 hours after this watch, and then I don't sleep again until
I think I see a fish
next
right on
time
the lasers
we do
to
that,
the
so.
left.
To left of lasers.
Our sleep
Is that a
schedules are very
shadow?
weird
Oh,
on this
I think
boat.
it might be a shadow now that I'm seeing.
That's something.
Zoom in.
Is
That's
it
a little bit of.
stalked crinoid or something?
Yeah, let's have a look.
But that's me.
Good morning, I'm Dan. I'm an ROV pilot from Oregon, and I'm the one providing the beautiful view of Herc down there. And there's an old saying,
Video push in,
sleep
please.
when you hit the beach.
Exactly.
It's true.
That's a coral.
What really messes up my sleep
Ooh.
is
Come on.
food
A little bit.
and
There
the
you go.
need for it.
Yes.
Food. I haven't touched breakfast in like 3 days.
That's crazy.
I just sleep. I'm like, I can't do it. Because breakfast is at 6.
Push in a bit there,
6,
video.
7?
7.
7.
Push in.
That's, oh, push in. Sorry.
Oh, you're good.
And that's like 3 hours after our watch ends. So I'm like, I'll sleep through it.
All right, come wide, please.
I'll get breakfast eventually. We have leftovers.
There are so many leftovers on this boat.
Yeah, somewhere there's
Yep.
a giant plate of bacon 24 hours a day.
Oh
Pretty
yeah,
much.
100%. And then we have 3 o'clock snacks that are still left over, so we're well fed. Sleep. We'll get that eventually. Jess, you
Doing a
wanna
little bit
continue?
of a backwards little thing, but I don't think it's full backwards. I think it's just a squiggle.
Alright,
We'll find out on if it compensates or not.
sure thing.
Got his little U-turn there.
Yeah, sometimes you call in a move, it goes the other way.
Yeah.
It's a little feature of the DP.
A little feature.
Oh, you said north. I do that all the time on the east-west thing. I get confused and go the wrong way.
Justin, you want me to continue the introductions train?
Yeah, have at it.
My name's Jess Sandoval, and I'm sitting Herc. And sleep. I try to sleep twice a day. So 6+, hopefully.
That's the strategy I'm going with. The 2 blocks of sleeping, 1 in the morning, 1 in the kind of afternoon, evening.
Yeah, there's like nap times.
Yeah, I feel like a cat when I'm out here. I sleep a lot. And small instruments. Rennie, it's up to you.
Oh, sorry, I was mid-yawn, actually. How apropos. Yeah, Renato Kane. I'm the navigator on this watch. I'm training an intern who's on a different watch, and so that has proved to be detrimental to my sleep. However, he's doing a really great job, and is getting really up to speed. So hopefully, although my ideal sleep chunk is upcoming after this watch, but we will be pulling up near Palmyra, or maybe 9 a.m. So kind of want to see that.
Yeah.
So I think I'll get up.
It might be worth talking about at some point why we're pulling up to Palmyra.
Oh yeah, it's pretty cool.
Somebody stranded there needs a little
Fuel.
fuel.
Yeah.
I think that, so there's solar on that island, but they do have gas generators, and they do have a gas supply. However, I think it's been, they're concerned with storminess and it being cloudy lately. And they just thought that having some extra reserves would be a good idea. And there's not too much traffic coming nearby in this part of the world, so took advantage of our passing through. That's my understanding of it, unless Steve, you know any different?
That's how it sounds.
Yeah.
Yeah.
They were getting pretty low on fuel too, weren't they?
Yeah.
They've been running the generators.
So there's, I don't know how many people on there, but are on Palmyra, but not many is kind of the general answer. It's not a, it's more of a research community than,
Single digit population.
yeah, yeah.
Tim was saying anywhere between 3 and 25 at any one time.
It would be a bummer to be stranded on a remote Pacific island and run out of fuel.
Yeah.
That would be a bummer.
You know why the minimum is 3 people on the island?
No.
So there's always a witness.
Jeez.
That would be a tough life. I would be like, so, Wilson!
Becomes like a movie at that point.
So,
Comes
Steve,
Castaway.
Yeah. And
how much further you want to go?
I want to keep going up. Yeah, this
Okay.
is interesting,
Keep going up.
actually. It's a little bit of a different terrain than we've had. Can we zoom the center screen on this red fan
Sure thing.
shaped thing?
Bridge nav.
There's actually some interesting biology here. We have these Metallogorgia.
1 step, 20 meters,
And
315.
this one, I think this one might be a bubblegum
Thank you.
coral. We'll see. So it's attached to these rocks that are. I
Yeah,
would have thought they were
go
loose,
half
but
zoom,
you know,
please.
maybe they're pretty well
good.
concreted to the sea floor here. But yeah, this looks like a nice bubblegum coral.
All right, push in a little bit more there, video, please.
Yes. Too bad you don't have room for more rocks, because you could get a rock and a coral and a
further wide video.
brittle star all in one sample.
Yeah, it looks a little big,
Come a
right?
little wide video.
We have a porch.
That's good.
Yeah, yeah. Maybe I will ask you guys to put on the front porch rock box next time.
Roger.
We'll see.
What's the
I'm taking up
disadvantage?
all
It
my
blocks-
bio boxes with
blocks
rocks.
view?
Yeah,
Come
It-
wide there, video.
it blocks the video,
Yeah.
Yeah.
so it's like having that GoPro in your face for the whole dive.
Right.
So you can't look down, which is
Yeah.
a real bummer. It's
The last couple of dives, or a couple of cruises ago, subsea, they had just about everything you could on the front porch. And for Ocean Networks Canada, we tend to have a lot on the front porch too.
yeah, you can't see anything,
Can't
but
see
that's
much, but
not
yeah.
a science dive, is it?
No,
So-
it's just for engineering. Well, science is a secondary objective to the engineering. It does.
Yeah.
There is some science in there, but
It's not like you can stick your head out the window either. Look
Yeah.
around it.
yeah.
I feel bad for the scientists on those cruises together.
Yeah.
So they're like beggar scientists, you know.
Yeah.
We saw an octopus one time. That was pretty cool. When we were doing a Ocean Networks Canada cruise.
Still some more of this debris here. I think it's like sponge stalks in the lower right. So I'm still optimistic that we'll see those sponges or whatever's producing those long
The bigger
stalks.
stalks, yeah. Yeah, it wouldn't make sense that those are the creatures themselves, just the stalks, because they wouldn't have anything wouldn't have a big lot of real estate to collect any.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, but you would think that the rest of it would just blow away.
Yeah.
Oh, it's starting to get some sand waves.
Bridge now.
Yeah. Hey Dan, would you mind checking on the gauges real quick? Just
1 more step,
Sure.
20 meters.
I just want to see what
315.
the res is looking like too.
All right. If this turns to be pretty soft upslope, maybe
Looks good.
after this move we can go a little bit more eastward or northeastward.
Mm-hmm. We'll just head over to this area here.
Yeah, that's right.
Sounds good.
See what we find there.
So I'll pause after this last ship move I called in.
Roger. That'd be what, like a 030 move next after this one ready?
Something thereabouts.
Yeah, they're rock solid. Just they haven't moved anywhere from
For
last
what I
shift.
saw 'em. Roger.
Gauge check complete.
I haven't seen any sea pens here like we were seeing in that little sand channel on our last watch. Maybe the sediment is like a veneer covering only a couple centimeters or less.
Yeah.
That would make sense with the crinoids, the stock crinoids as they are, usually only firmly attached to the hard rock.
And sea pens prefer a little more sediment, is it?
Yeah, I think so. I mean, we have some sea pens that are modified to have what looks like a suction disc on their base.
Yeah, I've seen that.
That is, sometimes they're called rock pens, but I don't know if there's anything, unique about rock pens that differentiates them from sea pens other than having some sort of structure that's modified to adapt to hard substrate. Because we've actually seen sea pens that look like they're attached to hard bottom, but In fact, it just looks like they've modified the shape of the suction disc and they still have a peduncle in the sediment.
Hmm.
There's a fish in the lower right-hand corner.
Yeah.
Where are you seeing this fish? Here?
Dead center.
Yeah, just
Oh.
under the laser. It's a little thin.
Little thin guy. You want to go look at this guy?
I pointed to it as if like that's gonna help you at all. Just yeah, right up there at the screen you're looking at.
Steve, you want to look at this guy for an identification?
Yeah, kind
Video
of
push in, please.
head parts.
Hold that.
Looks like one we saw earlier.
Yeah, there's a few species of halosaur in this area. This is definitely a halosaur.
Huh.
And the way you can tell is by the scales on the head, if it's scaly or not. Also with the presence of prominent nostrils and shape of the fins.
Okay, you happy with this one here, Steve?
Yeah, I think we're happy with that.
Roger. Come my video.
Sorry, just perusing your buttons.
Oh yeah, sure.
Button status.
Button status.
We can continue the introductions in the back row. Okay, that's another Metallogorgia
Yeah,
there.
Metallogorgia. Getting good.
You don't even need me anymore. Done my job. I can get off at Palmyra.
Well, it's hard because, as you know, you go to different parts of the world, and you know, there's some that are the same, but you know, for example, some of the sponge IDs at Papahanao, Mokuakea, or corals there are just different. So, so you have to know an entirely new dictionary to every place you go.
Yeah. Yeah, I'm very familiar with that. My 3 dissertation chapters are focused on the Caribbean, which has a different fauna from the equatorial Central Pacific, which has a different fauna from the equatorial Eastern Pacific. So I'm kind of looking at 3 different big biogeographic groups of corals.
You seem to be doing a good job about it, though.
There are some similarities. Yeah, there are some similarities. For example, we've actually documented the same species off of Costa Rica on seamounts as we have out here. In some cases, actually, there's the same species of corals you find in the Caribbean as you find out here, at deeper depths, especially below 1,200 meters.
Getting a bit blue.
Yeah.
So we, yeah, our ship move has ceased. I think Argus is probably about done moving.
Yeah. So you want to go? You want to go a little bit? You said to the northeast. Is that it?
Yeah.
Steve?
Yeah. Maybe let's try more due north direction for
north.
one step, and then see where that goes.
Let's do it.
Roger.
Bridge nav. .20 meters bearing north. Thank you.
You know, I don't know if they've been extensively dated, but these Metallogorgia that we're seeing, I see another one dead center now. These rocks, they're not exceptionally fast growing. They're pretty slow growing corals, and while they're not as big as some of the ones we saw that are off the wall and in the vertical, it gives me some hope that, you know, the stuff here is definitely not as maybe not as dynamic as we might think. So the stuff is pretty in place, and that the sediment's just thin and might inhibit some corals from attaching to the seafloor. There's a big old Is that bamboo coral, probably?
You wanna look?
Yeah. Lower right. While they're setting up that that shot, we'll do a quick round of introductions in the back row. I'm the watch lead for the 12-4. My name is Steve Oskovich. I'm one of the co-science leads and the biology science lead on this particular expedition. I am a PhD candidate at Temple University, and I'm a deep sea ecologist generally, but my interests lie in deep water coral diversity and biogeography.
Hi, I'm Jen Humphreys. I'm a second-year PhD student at University of California, Riverside. I'm interested in igneous petrology and geochemistry, so basically a bunch of
Right, video
volcanic
push in,
rocks
please.
and stuff.
Let's go.
Yep.
All right. Good morning. My name is Alicia Dezani. I am a fourth-year student at UC Santa Barbara, University of California. Go Gauchos! And I am the data logger from 12-4 here, and also the science intern.
Go Gauchos.
And remember, there are profiles for every name you just heard. You can go on nautiluslive.org and read all about it.
All right, science is clear on this one.
Okay. Video come wide, please.
Running over you.
We finished that north move,
Roger.
but I'll let you kind of catch up. And
Yeah.
do you want to keep going north, Steve? You want to?
Yeah, let's keep on trucking.
Okay.
Light
Eventually-
the afterburners, Jess.
Eventually, this
Sorry?
this
Light up the afterburners.
little promontory that juts
Light
out
up.
Turbo mode.
Turbo
will
mode.
reacquire the wall, I think.
Yeah, I think it
Yeah.
does. Yeah. Bridge nav.
The afterburners.
There's some umbellula. Sea pens, finally.
20
So
meters bearing
sediment
north.
right here might be
Thank you.
deep enough for sea pens. Boulders, this is good. Corals love boulders. Boulders don't move very much.
Watch out for that wall.
Bum, dum.
Fewer sponges in this area, though. Yeah, so here's that wall again. Now I guess, yeah, we can kind of go.
Looks like a break in the wall. Big hole in the sonar there.
Yeah.
Yeah. Can kind of, from here again, now go parallel to that wall after the move is over.
You want to jump over the cliff?
Oh
do you,
no, it's
Luca?
actually
It's a little.
just a little depression. It's not even a wall yet. Carry on.
Carry on, Roger.
Carry on northward.
Yeah,
Okay, I'll add in another step after this.
it's a little mini ridge here.
So, Steve, when you date the coral by the trunk, is it like dating like a tree when you do tree rings, or how are you?
Some groups can be dated like that. So bamboo corals lay down a skeleton in that way. I
Bridge
would
nav.
say of all the groups that have been well dated, bamboo corals are probably among the most
We'll add another step.
well dated. But you know, if we're just trying to find how old a certain piece of skeleton is, you can use radioisotopes to date that piece of coral skeleton.
Mm-hmm.
But yeah, the problem with a lot of these dating methods is that you need a lot of material.
Is there a fish over there?
And usually,
Way out there?
if you want to
Where do you
date
see
something,
that?
you want to
Oh, yeah.
get the oldest, or what you think is the oldest
Yeah.
part of that colony, and that's the base.
It's
Right.
big.
And oftentimes, you've seen some of the colonies that we've seen on this dive, like
That's a Dumbo octopus out there.
where?
Right out there, in the way distance.
There? Yep, I think so.
Yeah.
Rennie, you've got good eyes.
Yeah, I think so.
Go get him.
We can chase it and come off bottom if you need to get some good
we
footage.
don't have this. We don't have the tether for
Yeah,
that, guys.
we got the
man.
ship moving towards it, but unfortunately.
He'll be long gone by the time we get over there, I think.
It's too quick for us.
Could be the same one that was hanging out earlier.
Just visualizing.
Yeah.
Can we follow this mini ridge in the direction it's going?
Sure thing. Be on top of it or be on the other side of it?
Let's be on the other side of it and look up,
Okay.
so we can see if there's anything underneath.
Sure.
You might have the current on your tail there. So
Yeah, might be fighting it, but
see how that works out for you.
yeah. I'll just fly a little high so I don't get blown into it.
Ship's still moving north. After we complete that, if we continue on the ridge, then I'll adjust our course accordingly.
Sure thing.
There's a
Ooh,
stalk
yeah. Are you talking about below or on top?
to the right of the lasers. That the stalk of something bigger.
Yep, I see that. And there's a big spiral coral to the upper left.
Wanna look?
Yes, please.
Roger.
And there's something behind it too. I thought that was a lens flare for a second, but no, there's two coral fans here.
Oh, wow, yeah.
This is interesting little micro ridge here.
Yeah.
To zoom on both in time.
All right, video, you wanna zoom in there a bit, please? Actually, you wanna come wide for a sec? And get a better spot for you guys here.
Yeah, the current has shaped the rock on this face.
Yeah,
It's quite different from some of the others.
it's quite nice, yeah.
Oh, there's a crab, yeah, in that crevice to the left, but we'll get the coral first.
I'll drop down, give you a bit
Might be
more
hard to
elevation.
see that one.
I think we'll
But
be
yeah,
okay.
that's the first big crustacean we've seen.
What do you think? Bump another,
All right, video, go ahead and push in, please. Sorry,
bump
Rennie.
another 20 north.
Hold that. Which one do you want to see?
We're right on top of her
Let's
now.
go to the
already.
left one.
Yeah.
It's like right underneath us.
So what would you like to do then, Dan?
I retract the zoom on the need to zoom on the right one. I think this is another bubblegum coral. But this is,
Push in a little bit more there, video.
yes, exactly. There's some stuff attached to this. And
Nice.
yeah, there's some, well, I think those are chitons. Chitons,
Is that a
or maybe amphipods?
anthropod?
Can't see.
Looks like a isopod.
Yeah, they could be isopods. I saw the plates on the back and I thought chitin for a second, but
Yeah.
it's probably not a chitin. They're pretty slow growing and grazers on rocks. They don't usually, not usually found in
Wide, please,
corals.
video.
So yeah, it might be just a pretty large amphipod
I'm
or
pretty
isopod.
underneath you, huh? Alright guys, you guys satisfied over here? I'm gonna boogie under Argus again.
Yeah, that's fine.
Run away.
Yep. And then
So what's the, oh, there's a crab there.
yeah, lower center. But do what you need to get to Argus.
Sure thing.
I think that was might have been a homalid crab.
Like it, Argus is directly above you. I can do
Yeah.
whatever you want with it.
So why are some corkscrew like that and some are not? Is it a structural thing or?
It's a really good question. Why, so that family Chrysogorgiidae has some pretty crazy, diverse body plans, and so you have Metallogorgia and Chrysogorgia, and we've seen all three in the past, just on our watch, and it might have something to do with efficiency of the skeleton to get up into the flow, while not having so much mass, so much tissue mass that you need to nourish with food supply. So you basically maximize your potential for capturing particles, but minimizing your amount of tissue.
Go ahead, rotate
So do
a
we
little
want
bit
to
to
still
left.
follow this ridge here?
Yeah,
Okay,
exactly.
so I think I'll bump Argus then. Maybe another bump north, and it'll be oriented in a better way to look at you.
Sure. Sounds good.
Does that sound all right?
Sounds good to me.
All right. Bridge nav. One step, 15 meters, bearing north. Thank you.
Sorry, I was sleeping on the heading there.
Oh, that's all right.
So we're in our last half hour, but I will try to remind front row, right before we come off bottom, we're going to grab one Niskin sample. That'll be our background eDNA sample, with not a lot of corals in the area.
Okay.
But don't let me forget that.
Okay.
Back row too. Check
oh,
me.
we won't. It's a manip work. That's fun stuff. So
Yeah.
yes. Is there any? That was a 0 movement.
I did a 1.5 meter move at 0. So that ought to put Argus a little over there, and then we can turn around and face. I don't know how the currents are doing for you though.
Yeah, the currents are pretty strong
Yeah.
going this way, so it's probably. It's wiping it's probably wiping from like 0 to 180
Yeah.
in that direction. Yeah, yeah, flowing south.
Nav, could you pan up or zoom out on HIPAC?
Yeah.
See kind of what's in that direction. Yeah. Kind of probably similar terrain to what we've got here.
Seems like it. Yeah. So it could stay in the flats or the interface or go down.
This is good. This is different terrain from what we've been on.
Yeah.
It's not vertical. It's more stepwise.
Haven't seen that this dive really too much.
This site has it all.
So, with that move complete, you think we can just keep doing 270 or 285, something like that? What do you think? Okay. Bridge nav.
Sea cucumber on the left-hand side. Purple.
20
Just
meters,
above the
bearing
miso.
285.
Did you want to look at the sea cucumber?
Yeah, just a quick zoom.
Thank you.
Haven't seen one in a while.
Got
Sure
a
thing.
quick slurp too. Nothing quick about slurping a sea cucumber. But
There's a holothurian here somewhere? Where is it? Oh, there it is. Woo! That's the first I saw.
Oh,
What?
sorry guys, I'm
What?
at the end of
Yeah,
my
yeah.
tether right now. We can look at them from afar. How about that?
I'll drop down.
It's all right. Yeah, we can look at it from afar. That'll be sufficient.
Headed towards you, so should just be a little bit.
I'll drop down, or you can flip it around if you want.
Sure thing.
One or both.
Just dropping down will be good, I think.
That should do you. I know from experience, Herc has the power to pull Argus wherever it wants to, and then drag it another 20 meters.
Oh yeah, we could drag, for ONC we were doing some stuff where it was, I mean it was really dragged. Dragging Argus, that was the desire.
Yeah. Okay, we can push in a little bit, but I'm kind of pulling Argus around a bit.
I'll take the auto heading off.
Alright.
Pull it, pull it.
Pull it, see the sea cucumber.
It's hanging 1,600 meters. You can pull it 1 degree and that moves it some amount of meters.
Not gonna be the best zoom in here, but I'll have a look. Okay, video, go ahead and zoom a bit. Hold that. Yeah, it's zoom me.
We're moving towards you, so it should takes a bit of patience.
Video, come wide, please.
Touch that rock, Jess.
What's that?
Touch that rock with your bumper. Since it's pulling on you a little, if you perch, just lightly perch, you'll be able to get the shot.
That's a good point. Oof.
That rock's begging to be landed on. Touch me.
Oof. Not a very gentle landing, that one.
It's landing.
Not really, not a very good one. All I see is sea cucumber.
You're kind of all turned around, so you're going to be yanking on it that way.
Yeah.
That she is.
Okay, video. Push in a little bit there. That's good.
Think he would fit in the slurp gun? I'll bet you he would.
I know a couple of corals they'd take with them.
All right, I think we're all set with that.
Sure. Come wide, video.
I would call that extrusion slurping.